Oh, wow. It really does make you wonder what you want to be in life. Moonlight is, this upcoming film that came out this year out of nowhere. And, I started hearing buzz about it. It was getting nominated for awards. It might be going, head to head with like a La La Land at the Academy Awards. So, it caught my eye. And, it's fine that, you probably didn't know this film and it's just because the buzz caught your attention. Sometimes that's how it's appropriate to discover movies. And I wanted to check out what the hype was for this movie. I had to search everywhere for a theater and I went to go watch it. And, I was prepared at it. And just once the lights went down and just you hear like the credits, the music of how it starts, the intro, like I knew I was going to be in for something special. Just like it set the tone already. And then just the way the movie starts, you can tell already what kind of flavor you're gonna get for like this almost 2 hour length movie. And this movie, I can see why it's getting hyped. It's an incredible character piece. Sometimes these character pieces, like they could be really great just if they're fleshed out well. And the main character, the character's name is Chiron, we go follow him into like almost like 3 decades of his life, like when he's a child, when he's a teen, when he's an adult. It kind of reminded me of Boyhood in that sense, but it probably is different. It's just I felt like oh, it's like Boyhood minus the 13 years or something for shooting, and we go through the 3 decades of him. You get to see how he evolved to who he is, why he's very you know into himself, introverted. He kind of like he he doesn't blame himself for what he's done, but he just feels like he can't get help from anywhere, and he decides to be very defensive, very hard-headed. And you can see the people that surround him, whether it's those that have a negative influence on him or a positive influence on him. And he really is the shining star of the movie. The film still is incredible. The direction is used effectively. It's a character of its own. It tries to tell the story. It used the camera to be a very effective device for this. I will say a little bit, like sometimes like the blurriness kind of caught me off guard, but I would get adjusted and I realized that how this really was being used. But yeah, sometimes that blurriness probably would get to me. Even sometimes I felt like the camera was a little bit shaky. It wasn't steady that well, but probably it gave a little bit of like the uncertainty to the story, so it kind of did work. But those were some of the little nitpicks I had, just little flaws for how the camera was worked, but it was still effectively. I love how all 3 chapters of the acts go into one another. It just felt like a great arc. And yeah, this kid, I feel like it was building up to something, and also when you get to the third act, it paid off. Like you got fleshed out for these 2 first acts of the film. That the third act very was complemented so well. It felt very like mini 3 movie shorts pulled into one that all were based on the same character. So this felt like some kind of special little trilogy piece. You just want to see this kid. You just want to see him get some kind of good in his life, and when he can seek some retaliation, you just root for him. You're like, yeah, man, kick his ass. And it just did so well, giving you this background of who he is and just why he's so damaged. And then when he wants to take back, you kind of root for him. You kind of see that you know what can you do in that situation when you you are given that so much hard time? How are you gonna react to it? You're gonna be a better person, but try to be a person that can you know make sure stuff doesn't happen again and history doesn't repeat itself. So like the messages of that really are just artistically beautiful. And this is a movie that should be nominated for like direction or something. It's incredible cinematography as well. It's just it's just a story that even if it's not your favorite movie, it's a movie you should check out. It's something you'll learn, and those that are the appropriate age can get a perfectly good life lesson out of this film. It does feel very slow. I felt it so much. It felt slower than a freaking snail, but that didn't bore me because I was invested with the characters that were created, just the dialogue that was going on, like, you know, you were intrigued to see how, you know, how this boy was gonna deal with whatever, you know, just toughness, tough time he had in all three chapters. I'm gonna have to give Moonlight an A. Let me know, guys, what you thought of Moonlight. You know, is this one of your favorite movies of the year on the top 10 list? Did you think it was a little bit overhyped? And as always, Rolling Empire, laugh, smile, repeat.